Hello there, listeners, and thank you for joining us on the CATCast, Chatham Area Transit's podcast, where we focus on everything local transit in Chatham County. Today, we shine a spotlight on an invaluable service that keeps our community moving forward. Hosted by CEO and Executive Director Faye DiMassimo, today we are diving into the world of ADA Paratransit services. Joining her are three remarkable individuals who play pivotal roles in ensuring accessibility and inclusivity for all riders. We have Shamonica McKinney, a dedicated ADA Paratransit rider, Aquilla Kelly, a compassionate Paratransit Operator, and Alkilah Campbell, a diligent Paratransit Supervisor. Together, they'll share their personal experiences, shed light on the challenges that they've encountered, and underscore the vital importance of paratransit services in our community. Get ready for an eye-opening conversation that celebrates resilience, empathy, and the power of accessibility.
Hello, CATCast viewers, and welcome back to the March version of CATCast. We are so excited today to be joined by three important members of our paratransit family, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about what that service is like from an operator's point of view, from a rider's point of view, and from a supervisor's point of view. Give you a little more insight into this really important service that CAT provides. Paratransit is a part of how we serve seniors and those who are differently abled in the community. It's a critical part of CAT services and one that we are working now to both expand and improve upon with some new services like CAT Connects and with our microtransit work. So with that said, I've got three really important guests with me today, and I'd like to introduce them each. Shamonica McKinney is our real MVP of the day. She's our rider, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about how long she's been using the paratransit services at CAT. Our operator, Aquilla Kelly, who is out there making it happen for those who need our services. And another important member of our team, our supervisor, Alkilah Campbell, who's also a part of making sure that we get these services delivered. So, ladies, thank you all so much for joining us today. We surely do appreciate your being here.
Thank you for having us.
Very good. So what I want to do is start first by, we're going to all introduce ourselves a little bit to the audience. Who all is original from Savannah here?
I'm born and raised here, been here all my life.
Born and raised.
Born and raised, been here all my life.
And the same, I'm from Savannah all my life.
Well, I'm not born and raised, but I've been trying to get here all my life, so I'm glad to be here now. Very good. That is, then you all have actually had the opportunity to see the growth in CAT services. You had not had an opportunity to experience us for quite a long time. Monica, talk to us a little bit about your experience with CAT's ADA services and any challenges that you faced.
I've been riding paratransit for 23 years. It's been great for me. I've gotten to meet a lot of nice people, drivers, other passengers.
Good. What's the best part?
The best part is the independence that it gives me, to ensure me that I can go however I please. When I want.
Talked about what are some of the kinds of trips that you take using paratransit?
I mainly go to work. So you gotta make money to spend it. I like to spend money, so I gotta go to work.
Gotcha.
If I need to go to the doctors, I can make doctor's appointments. If I want to go shopping, or if I just want to go out to eat, wherever I want to go, the independence, that's the best part. There are some downsides because they transport so many people. You may not get picked up at the exact time, but for the most part, you can call and they'll give you an estimated time as to when the bus will be there. And if you set your appointments ahead of time, then you really won't have a problem. Like for me, I always say, if I gotta be somewhere at 10, I'll say I gotta be there at 9. Only because of the simple fact I know they got other people to transport.
Gotcha. Cool. Very good. Well, so you said you've been riding with us for 23 years?
23 years.
So talk a little bit for those who are going to be listening to this podcast, talk a little bit about, I know you've talked about the independence that it gives you and how much it changes your life. Talk about what would the impacts be? What would your alternatives be if paratransit wasn't available?
So if paratransit wasn't available, I would have to bother people like, hey, can you come pick me up? or let me call this lift. And lifts, we all know, could be a little pricey, especially from the east side of Savannah to the south side. So it would get a little expensive to go and come as you like.
I got you. No, I think that's absolutely true. I understand that you might have a favorite operator sitting here with us today. Is that right?
I do.
Oh, my
Aquilla
goodness.
is one of my favorites.
Aquilla is one of your favorites. So, Aquilla, tell us, how long have you been with us?
I'm a returning driver. I've been 2 years on. I left for a year and I'm back for now another year.
Very good. And you're enjoying it?
Yes, I love it. Main reason why I came back. We do a lot, and I like in meeting new people, going places, instead of my little stagnant little circle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, every day is a new adventure.
How do you ensure that CAT's ADA services meet the needs of riders who are differently abled and our seniors while maintaining operational efficiency? And also tell us some of the most interesting stories that you've had as a part of transporting this part of our community.
So as far as in the safety, every morning we do inspection of our vehicles. Make sure we have the right equipment, everything's operational and functional before we even leave the yard. Once we get to the client, we kind of got an idea of what may be their need that needs to be met. So we'll know how to prepare or how to assist that client, whether it be they had arm surgery and they need someone to lift the groceries, or they just came from dialysis. They need a little bit more time to get to the unit. We give them that time and make sure that they're okay, they're safe, and can get back and forth. We meet people on different levels. So everybody has a different ability. So we just meet the needs and make sure they're happy, safe, and comfortable.
What's some of the most interesting stories that you have from providing the service?
I have stories for days, but I've come across a good bit of people. The most interesting ones are the clients at work that like to have me about more of the social life. Sometimes they tell me about different stuff in Savannah. St. Patrick's Day, you going out, or different things to do that I might not even think of because I'm really a home work person. I don't really go out too much. So they kind of put me out into the spotlight to, hey, you need to come on and do this or do that, So, yeah.
See, I think that's such an important thing is I know that you talked about some of the essential trips that you make with Paratransit, but how wonderful is it to know that our Paratransit users are just also using our service and are out in the community connecting and just enjoying the community as part of their lives. In addition, we have with us today Alkilah Campbell. Aquilla, you are a supervisor. I think most people that are going to be listening to the CATCast today aren't going to really know what the job of a supervisor is. Can you discuss that role in coordinating our paratransit services and ensuring timely pickups and drop-offs?
I've been with the company now for a year. Being a supervisor, you have to have patience and understanding and be able to accommodate the best that you can. Sometimes we have passengers that are on an unscheduled list, so therefore we try to fit them into the schedules with some of the operators that are out. If we have cancellations, then we fill those spots. We try to make sure that everybody gets out to take care of their necessities of life. We have people that need to go to the grocery store. You have doctor's appointments, just to sometimes go to the coffee shop, and it's various things, and we try our best to accommodate with getting them in and out.
What are some of the most challenging things that you deal with as a supervisor?
There are times when we can't accommodate because we don't have, I don't want to say enough staff or enough time, but we're just not able to accommodate each and every ride that comes through. And that's unfortunate because we have people, we try to prioritize. Sometimes the doctor's appointments may be that, more important than going to the store, but you never know what that person is going to the store for. So, it's just hard to try to accommodate everybody all the time.
I think right now the one thing that is really good in Paratransit is that we are fully staffed on operators right now in terms of the available spaces that we have for operators, the available positions. And we also have done a lot with replacing the vehicles. You've got a lot of the newer vehicles now. comment on that for just a minute. How much have the newer vehicles changed, from an operator's perspective, changed your daily activities?
As far as in the, I don't know if they help, but we have the big green ones. I like them too. They're more spacier, but the newer vehicles are, well, the electric one, I have one outside now, is quieter. I could do more versus in the green box. I don't know, in the truck, the older green ones in the trucks.
Yeah.
We have to make certain maneuvers to because we have to service on the same side as the passenger. In the vans, I can let the lift down. They can get in either side. They have a metal step plate to assist with them getting into the van. So it's easy in and out. Even with tying down the chairs, you have more room to maneuver with. So I actually like them better. The gas vans are pretty much the same. As far as the fueling up, it's less time. So you kind of in and out. And I think it's a little bit more faster as far as without pickups and drop-offs. Granted, we do it safely, but as far as in that time crunch and keeping on schedule, it helps a lot.
Well, hopefully we're going to have some new fast charging infrastructure for your electric vehicles soon. We're working on that, but no, that is really good to hear. We've been really proud of bringing in that new fleet. I think it's an important part of the customer experience too, of making sure that we're offering the very best to everyone in our community. So we're excited about those. Let's talk a little bit overall about, especially from your perspective, talk about, I know that Ms. McKinney has described for us how important this is in her life, but you all see how important it is from a lot of different people's perspectives. Can you talk a little bit about that, Ms. Campbell, as a supervisor? Tell me about a typical day for you. Just sort of walk through a typical day and the kinds of things that you see that are difference makers all the way through a day.
So my days start at different times. On the weekends, I come into the office at 4 and 5 in the morning. From the time I walk through the door, phone is ringing because clients are wanting to know what time their pickups are going to be. So therefore, when I come in, I immediately go ahead and log into my system and pull up the schedule so that once the calls start coming through, I can go ahead and answer those questions. If someone has been waiting for a ride, they're calling to see whether or not they're going to be able to be taken to, say, dialysis for that morning, and they're on the unscheduled, then I sit down and I try to fit them in the schedule so that they can get out to their dialysis appointments, because those are very important. I feel like if Telluride wasn't available, it would cause a major impact, because some people don't have the finances to get other means of transportation. I've had a client say to me, well, I'm going to have to get a lift today and it's going to cost me a lot of money. That makes a difference, because the clients, they pay $2 each trip. So that's affordable transportation. There are some clients who are wheelchair bound. They don't have a lot of options if it wasn't for CAT, whether it's VIX route or Paratransit. It would make a huge impact if these services weren't available.
So I think there's a couple of things too that we're going to even take that to a higher level of service in the community. Of course, we in the last about month and a half, we rolled out the CAT Connect service, which is still an on-demand service. We're really starting to try to rethink and re-talk about we've traditionally referred to as paratransit in a different way. We're talking about it as on-demand services now, because paratransit, which is a specific service that is targeted for seniors and those that are differently able, is a part of on-demand because you schedule it. But the new microtransit services that'll be more like Uber and Lyft, but a really affordable version of that, where you can call it on an app and create your ride right there. That will also be on demand. So we really are starting to reshape and rethink that. I think that focusing on those kinds of things that are just really customer friendly all of our services have to be that. It has to be about the customer experience. The customer experience for those that are in our paratransit services is particularly unique because there's some special needs there. But I think the work that we're doing now to expand the kinds of services that we offer in on demand will help us to do even more of that, meeting those needs. And I think you made a great point, Ms. Campbell, about the fact that these need to be affordable and accessible to everyone in the community, and those are something that we really focus on here.
Yes. I love the fact that we all have started the Cat Connect as well, because it's a quick service. We're sitting at certain spots and we're waiting to take clients to different places, and they don't have to make these appointments with paratransit. So it's very convenient for certain seniors to get out and do what they need to do as well.
And that is what microtransit
And
is.
microtransit,
Exactly.
correct.
Microtransit is where exactly that. We're in designated areas, and we'll go live with another microtransit zone in East Savannah, March, I believe it's the 25th, so toward the end of this month. And we're incredibly excited about that as well. So
Yes.
Ms. Kelly, talk to us a little bit more about what are some of the most unique stories that I know that you were talking earlier about, what are some of the most unique stories that you've seen where we made a difference in somebody's life on a particular day?
Well, we have some clients who, let's say, they don't have as, like, where you might have your mom, your dad, sister, brother, or whatnot. They might not have that within reach. I actually have a client that lives on the outskirts of town or whatnot, but she's kind of limited to her resources. And because I picked her up, she was like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in so long." She was just excited that she was able to get her service, because she lives on the outskirts of town, but we brought her back in towards town. She handled whatever she needed to get done, and she was transported back. But she was so excited. I've had clients pray with me, pray over the service. They're excited. Overall, having a good day. You know, hey, can you do this and do that? Or they actually, can I get your phone number? And they'll call me on my personal phone. So yeah, we do meet that need, because whereas some people don't have that, I guess, social advancement or can't get to it, we provide that service as well.
Very good. So, Ms. McKinney, talk to us. What do you think is, if you had one thing that you could suggest to us that could help us improve for the future, what would that be?
I mean, when you kind of said that y'all were already kind of expanding
Some more service.
So it'll help those people who may be on the unassigned or couldn't get the ride.
I think when they expand the services, that's going to kind of knock out that, how you said, prioritize. Some of the services, they kind of spread it out more, so then the supervisor or dispatcher doesn't have to prioritize certain routes, because we have so many different.
You have more options.
Yeah, they have more options.
Because you'll have fixed route, you'll have the paratransit, the traditional paratransit services, and that have to be scheduled in advance, and then you'll have the microtransit that can kind of bridge the gaps between the two. And I think your point is well made, is that we'll be able then to take a little bit of that unassigned burden off of you. As long as there's other options and we're building out more of a network, we can serve more people, and we can serve them more efficiently and more effectively.
Definitely.
So,
Well, I guess that's the biggest thing for me, being able to serve more people. But other than that, it's great.
Very good. All right. Well, I want to thank Ms. McKinney, Ms. Kelly, and Ms. Campbell for being with us today. I hope that the stories that they've been able to tell about both how their daily lives are impacted, how the people that are transported, how their daily lives are impacted, and the importance of this service helps you to understand ways that CAT reaches so deeply into the community, making those connections, getting everyone to the places that they need and want to go. I want to thank our guests today again for being with us, and thank you for joining us for the March CATCast. We'll see you next month.
1, 2, 3, 4.
As we conclude this enlightening episode of the CATCast, we would like to extend our gratitude to our incredible guests, Shamonica McKinney, Aquilla Kelly, and Alkilah Campbell. Your stories have not only enlightened us, but have also underscored the profound impact of ADA Paratransit services on our community. Remember, accessibility is not just about physical infrastructure. It's about creating a culture of inclusivity and understanding. Let's continue working together to ensure that everyone, regardless of ability, has equal access to transportation and to opportunities. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions on CATCast, where we explore the intersections of transit, community, and empowerment. Until next time, continue advocating for a more accessible world. Take care and catch a cat.